What's up, y'all? Welcome to Fury Talks. I'm your host, Seth Fury. So today we have a fun episode. We did a dating etiquette part 1. Now we're bringing it back with a part 2, but it's a little different than typical etiquette. It's just something you need to know if you're gonna go out there and start dating. So I got my good friend here with me. He's a creative director, super talented brother. He's gonna help me break down some of the things on this list so we can give it back to y'all. Allow me to introduce my man, Rich Laru.
My God.
What's up, my brother?
Hands of Fury, man.
So good to have you here finally.
I know, finally, man. Like
know what I'm saying?
after this whole time, man, I'm proud of what you're doing, man.
Thank you, brother.
This is a real vibe, bro.
So Rich is a phenomenal when it comes to like just creating media content. He's the one that taught me a lot of what I do as far as filming and production. So all this, got to pay my homage to my brother. So
man.
Thank you, man.
But you did. It's so funny, like when you started, I was like, Seth, don't do this. Don't go all the way out.
Yeah,
he went all the way out, but look at it.
Anybody who knows me, I don't know how to do halfway. I just go all in. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, all right, I'm listening to you, Rich. And then he showed up and he sees this whole production. He was like, okay, he didn't listen. But anyway, here we are.
Yeah.
So here we are. Today is dating etiquette. And I have a list of things that I feel like people need to know. Maybe sometimes people just don't give much thought about it until someone like myself brings it to your attention. Or there's some things that you already know. So this is some of the things on my list. You can tell me if you agree.
Let's go.
Or if you don't agree.
All right.
If your girl sends you or anybody sends you a sexy picture and she says, hey baby, this is for you. Dating etiquette. You are not allowed to post that picture on the gram or any social media.
100%
I agree.
Facts.
Now here's the thing, even though because of the way things are on social media nowadays, these sexy pictures look like the stuff you have on the page anyway.
It ain't no difference in half of them.
But there's something about knowing that it's just for you. You see what I mean?
Yeah. That actually feels good. I think that's also a lot of security that a woman is giving you.
Exactly.
Now, depending on where she's at and the type of woman she is, hopefully she's not sending that to like 2-3 other people.
Yeah.
And
Did
I
you say
actually
hopefully?
hopefully she's not. You know, I'm just saying.
I didn't know if I caught that right or not. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because you just never know. I mean, because it's like I've always said this. Like sometimes women will even tell you that they're slicker than men.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they could be testing the waters as well. Like I'll send it to him, but I just feel like it's very tacky as well too. I feel if you're gonna really send somebody something, let them have their moment. Like that's for them and it's special.
Because I've had girls send me something, be like, hey, this is the video that you wanted or the picture you wanted. And I'm like, man, she finally sent it. I'm looking at it like, oh man, she looked good. And then I go to her page and it's the same variation of the picture. Okay, maybe it's the same outfit, same thing. Maybe it was just a different turn to the head. And I was like, that ain't fair. Like the whole world just got to see this picture. Give me a little bit of something to myself. So if you're gonna be out there sending sexy pictures or whatever the case is, let that man feel special or the girl and don't post it for the world.
And I think it's a code too as well. It's like I don't really, I mean, I'm single now, of course, and it's like I don't really like send photos I don't. If I send anything, I'll send me being a goofball. Like I'm a complete goofball, you know what I mean? So I'll send something like, yo, like I don't even know what I'll do.
So you never sent like a...
I've sent the eggplant pictures back in the day. I sent the eggplants. I'm not gonna lie.
Have, okay.
I mean, I have. I think we all have. You know, especially back then. At my age now.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you something. Did you have your face in it?
Heck, no.
Okay, so you're smart. Yeah.
Hell, you ain't gonna see nothing. You ain't gonna know it's me.
And
ain't
so
no
funny.
Tattoos, no bracelets, no nothing.
And it's funny because whenever I'm such a hypocrite. Whenever I'd ask for a picture, I'd be like, hey, I need to see your face. And I'll even say something like, I even went as far as saying, I need to see something with my name on it so that I know you didn't send it to somebody else. So go and take your lipstick, write my name on that mirror so that I know it was for me. Because otherwise, you may be recycling some old content that you sent to your exes.
But, okay, I'm glad you said that. This is my thing. You can tell when that happens. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on the mood and the setting of that present moment of what's actually happened. It's like, what you doing? Send me a picture. Oh, I can't right now. I'll send it to you once I get home.
Okay.
I now know once she gets home, she's going to send me something. I know that's for me. So I don't need to ask questions because she literally told me. Or
well, if you know the outfit she was wearing that night.
That part. But a real woman, I'd be like, hey, I'm not home yet. I'll send you something that I have now, but I got you when I get home. That makes me feel special. That's a real woman.
But as long as it's being told to you in advance that that's what it is that you're going to be getting.
Yeah.
But if she's like, okay, I'm going to take something for you right now. And I'm like, this feels a little bit throwback. I think I need something to make it feel like it's mine. So I say I'm a hypocrite because I would never send a picture with my face in it. Ever.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And here's the messed up part.
I don't even send those no more though. Like
exactly, yeah. It's too much, especially what we do in the media. Like people will hang on to that photo Be like, wait till Rich goes ahead and gets his first movie premiere. Boom.
And I feel like I'm in the limelight right now. So it's like, yo, I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not Snapchat. I don't even use my Snapchat. Like, I mean, it's, you know, because when things disappear, but that's the thing. If you set up somebody with something and they know it's coming, they might do that.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think a guy like me or like you will even deal with a woman that's like that. There's a certain code to knowing.
That would.
For me, I'm not about to date a woman that has nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying?
I do definitely tend to date women that have things to... Well, if you're going to do something of that level of risqueness or where you have to involve a lot of trust, you can't go with somebody who has nothing to lose. That's
I'm not about to even talk to nobody that has something to lose. Because it's not that everybody has something to lose. But what I mean by that is like, if you have a career, you have something in value. Like your presence is what you're known for.
Well, no, like if you have a sex tape, you would want to do it with somebody who would be just as affected if that tape got out. That's what I mean. You don't want to just be the girl that can gain from it while you lose everything from it. So that's where you got to learn. But
that part.
I had a friend who was notorious for sending dick pics with his face in it. And I used to be like, look, man, do what you want. I'm giving you my advice. I don't think you should, but do what you want. Here's when it came to affect me, because I put him on to some girls that were within a group of ones that I was talking to. So I had this one girl, she brought some friends around, I introduced him.
This your friend?
All of a sudden, and that's cool, yeah, because I had some good looking friends.
I seen his pictures.
And then he sent her a dick pic, like within the first few days of them getting to know each other. Not only did she get turned off and just laugh at it, but she's showing the whole crew. Now my girl done seen you naked. I don't like that. I'm like, that's you. Don't do it when it's so close to the circle. If you're gonna do it on your own time.
Especially so direct, like the thing is, I think men that do that off the jump, I'm going to say, number one, I think that's an insecurity issue because it's like, I feel like they have to do this in order to get that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want that type of attention. I want you to love and like me for me and who I am. Let me be my goofball self. Let me just be me. Because the thing is, how you start with somebody is how you end with it. And it's like, if you give off a false presentation of who you are or what you or how you want them to receive you, then that's what they're gonna receive from you in the beginning.
They're not gonna see anything more than a fuckboy. When you start doing stuff like that, it's like that's
now
the
you're labeled.
You're given. Exactly, and you did it all yourself. So, moving on. Okay, this is a good one because this one pisses me off sometimes.
Oh man,
to my core. All right, if you as a man or a woman have not been in contact with somebody for, let's say, some months or maybe like a year, and you send him a text and he says to you, "Who's this?" I get so infuriated when the person on the other line takes it personal, doesn't respond, and then you have to sit there all day wondering who the hell that person was on the other line because they simply couldn't just swallow their little ego and say, "Hey, it's Lisa." Like, give me an opportunity to explain to you, Lisa, that maybe my phone crashed. Maybe something happened other than your little insecure version of the story that I deleted your number out of my phone. I don't even delete numbers out of my phone. So when it happens, I'm just like, stop doing that stuff. Because they'll call you from like a random number and then I'll be wondering all day, like, who was that? Does that bother you? What happened to you? That kills me.
It's so crazy stuff. Like, that's so funny. So, you know, I've been reading this book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself.
Okay.
And since I started reading that book, I've now learned how to look at the behavior of a situation and be able to determine not what's happening, but why is it happening?
Yeah.
Where is this coming from? And just based on what you just said, this is my thoughts on that. Okay. There's two responses to that. A real woman be like, it's so-and-so to just cut through the chase. Right. Why go through the BS?
Exactly.
A woman that wants to, now, maybe there is three. Maybe a woman wants to just try to create a little bit of conflict for something depending on your relationship. So it's like, some women will be like, oh, so you ain't got my number no more?
Yeah.
Oh, so you deleted me? Maybe I ain't make it to 2021?
Maybe like one or two little playful questions. Yeah. I'll take it. But when you straight up don't give me the answer and you get angry over that, and I have to, like, in my mind, I'm like, you don't even realize I'm innocent. I literally either don't know this number or something happened to my phone. But to just assume, you know what I mean? Like, I hate when people do that.
I really dislike when people assume things. When it's like, now, if you do want to assume and just to create, because we all like to talk, mess and just kind of do that. Like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Like, throw a couple, like, so I didn't make it to 2021, but like, no, I got a new phone. This happened, that happened. Oh yeah, sure. Then you got those that's gonna just continue to tag that along. I find that very annoying. Yeah. But it's just you just got to know how to. I think that happened to me once. I was just like, who is this? I'm not about to go back and forth. I just don't have time. And then they'll be like, oh crap, he's for real. He's serious.
To this day, there are some mysterious people that are just lingering in my phone that I don't know who they were, and it kills me to the core.
Yep.
And you guys comment below. Let me know if you get annoyed or offended if somebody doesn't save your number in. Do you save every single number in your phone that you get? Is it just me?
Yes.
You do?
I actually save. I'm trying to think. Numbers I don't save. No, I save everybody's number.
Everybody, instantly.
If I don't save it instantly, it'd be like, yo, text me real quick.
Yeah.
No, I think I save everybody's number.
For me, I sometimes just will go off of the text history.
Yeah.
I just don't. Yeah, I just know that's who the person is. Yeah.
There's a woman I used to date back when I was in St. Louis a long time ago. She never had my number saved on her phone. And we was talking for like over a year. I was just like, why is my number not saved? Clearly, you must have somebody at home that you stay with. There's a situation, and her excuse to me.
Let me hear it. It might be the truth, but let's hear the excuse.
She said to me, Rich, don't you want me to memorize your number? What if something ever happens? And I'm like,
all right, that was an excuse. Yeah.
Really? Really? What's my number right now?
Yeah.
She can't even say it.
Of course she didn't know. No, get
out of here.
That's stupid. I don't do it sometimes because I literally will be in the middle of something. They'll send a text. I'm already responding back, blah, 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 blah. And then when I need to text them, they're usually right at the top of my list because we talk so often.
You made me want to look at my last 20 messages just to see if I say somebody or not.
So that can sometimes be the case, and that isn't done maliciously. It's not like, oh, I don't care about you because I didn't save your name with a little emoji, kissy face next to it. I just literally talk to you so often that I just scroll back to my most recent text, and you're right there. So that's another reason why you should not get so offended and let your emotions get to you to where you don't even tell the person who you are when they ask you who you are.
I got a good dating one for you that I hate.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Because this happened to me.
Okay.
Clearly we're on a date, right? So mind you, when you go on a date and it's time to pay the bill, the guy always brings by the bill, and sometimes like you get some people that'll put it in the middle, some will put it by the guy, but they won't never really put it by the girl, right?
No. Yeah.
So more than likely it's gonna be in the middle or by the guy. Yeah. So what happens when you go to the bathroom? This happened to me.
The man? The man goes to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy goes to the bathroom, comes back, and the bill is like, bro, I wasn't upset because I was already like down to pay. But it was a couple of us. Yeah. But you know how the bill was set so perfectly in front of where your plate would normally be? All the food's gone. So right where you sit, dead center. Yeah. Like where if the table was center, the bill was right there. It was so nicely like just set up right there. And I'm just like, you move this into this position just so I can
right
pay.
In front of yours.
Right in front of me.
Okay.
Because it was 3 people at the table. It's like, I wouldn't mind, but it's like.
Who were the other 3? Were they girls as well?
Yeah, it was her and one of her friends. Yeah, I was the only guy. But it's like, why would you do that? Yeah. Don't assume just because we're here. Like, let me do it. Yeah. Especially for women. If you want to see how a man's character really is, just see what he'll do on your own. Yeah. Don't set up the situation for him to do that. Like, that's so annoying. Like, that's almost like.
I get that, yeah.
Yeah, don't put the bill over here. Like, in front of me, at least keep it on the side. It's like,
so you were like, I was gonna pay it, I just didn't like to be prompted to pay it by you. Yeah, I get that.
Especially like it wasn't really a date. It was like we just hanging out, grabbing lunch real fast.
I got a good one to spin off of this one because you just mentioned the idea of 3 friends. This happens to me sometimes, and it makes me sometimes really not want to go out sometimes. You ever get invited out to eat and you're the only guy and there's like 5 girls? They already had plans to go to lunch. But because they call you, now it's almost like you're responsible for paying for everybody. Now you're the only guy.
Now that has not happened to me.
It never happened to you before. That's happened to me where I've gotten into situations where because I'm the guy, let's say I'm only dating one girl. She may not say it, but if you don't pay for all of them, they'll give you this vibe like, you ain't get none of this tonight. Like, you just embarrassed me in front of my friends. They want you to show up and be like, hey, girls.
That will be her last time seeing me.
Because there were guys out there that live off of those moments. They got so much money and they got nothing else to give that when it comes time for them to shine, they're like, hey, put your money away, girls. I got y'all. I don't want to come to dinner
Oh my
if that's
God,
my
he's
only...
so nice. Like, he bought our dinner.
I don't want you to invite me with the sole purpose of paying for all your friends.
So what's funny?
That to me is tacky.
That's very tacky. And the crazy part, I don't think I've met... I know women that's like that, but they won't talk to me.
Got you. Because they know you ain't going to be like that.
A woman knows what they can get away with each individual man that's in their life. So it's like, they can look at you and like, I can pull this off with him. They already know. When you first meet a woman and you meet a guy, most men that I say are insecure or men that's not sure of themselves or they're used to buying their women, when it comes to a good woman, they don't know how to approach it. So they come off like, oh, what are you doing? Well, hey, come hang out with me tomorrow or this weekend. Me and my friends going out on our yachts and our boats and all this. It's like, it's a conversation. So it's a piece that women listen. They're listening for something strategically to say, oh, I can do this with him. Well, can I bring my girls? Yeah. That's their first question.
Exactly, yeah. And it's all about communication. Here's the thing. I don't mind paying for, let's say I'm at a bar buying my girl a drink and her girls walk up. Okay, get them everybody drinks. That's different. That's just more, you got to have the money to do it. But that feels more organic.
But you know what? I'm not even going to do that.
You wouldn't even do that? Depends on how many girls there are. Not if there's like 10 of them, but you wouldn't buy her extra girl a drink while you're there. It's definitely going to get you some brownie points. Because girls definitely want to look...
see, that's the thing. How you start a relationship, that's how it is. So it's like, based off my experience of what I've been through, I won't do something. But if I feel it's a very genuine situation as my homegirl, oh no, I got you, I'll do it out of a feeling of that moment of how I feel. But if I feel that this woman is coming on, like if her energy already says, oh, I'm about to get a few drinks, I know he's going to pay for it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it.
Okay, so I think I completely get what you're saying, and I agree with both of us. Because what it is, I think the only deciding factor is Rich doesn't want to feel like it's being taken for granted and that it's expected. And I myself am saying I think it's a good moment when you can make a good impression on her friends. Because her friends are going to be the ones that say, hey girl, you should go out with him again. How's he doing? But you don't want her to walk up to the bar and be like, oh yeah, we want some drinks, and then they just look at you. That's when you're just like, well, hold on, I didn't even get the chance to offer it.
But like, also, listen to what you said. Yeah, I want to earn brownie points, but I'd rather earn brownie points by conversation and interaction than me buying somebody a drink. I would respect the woman that's like, oh, no, I got my own drink. Yeah. I want to do it just because. Yeah. I went out with a woman one day, this was hells ago, and she paid for, this was like, wow. Yeah. She bought the meal. I was like, why are you doing it? I was kind of mad. She was like, Rich, dating is expensive, and I got it. You just get the next one. Okay. That's definitely a beautiful situation to be in. I think at this point, it's really not a right or wrong. It's more so if you're a guy that if you thoroughly enjoy paying for certain stuff and that's just what makes you feel good to yourself, then do it. And if you are with a girl who is fortunate or I guess nice enough to want to cover the end sometimes, that's a bonus. It's not really common as much. I just thought about something. Let me clear this up though too before I get attacked.
Because you're going to. I'm
on Fury Talks. When I'm dating somebody, half the time if we're going out, it's just me and her. Yeah. I take care of my girl. Yeah. That's one thing, like flat out. If you and I are going out, I'm paying for it. That's just if I ask you to go somewhere, that's what I'm asking you to go somewhere. Yeah. Now if I don't, that's why I'm like I don't see other women coming in. You know what I'm saying? In that type of situation.
All right, so we're gonna leave it to y'all again. I think if I'm with my girl and she brings up a friend and they want a drink, I'm naturally going to get them both drinks. Do you expect that? Do you feel like that's gonna get him any extra points, or do you feel like as long as he's taking care of you, he's doing enough? All right, so here we go for another dating etiquette. If you guys have plans to meet up after like a girls' night, right? The girls are going out and you guys got some plans to hang out. Y'all got some sex things that you guys want to do. Common courtesy. Do not be the designated driver for all your little drunk friends. Drive separately so that you can plan to leave when you guys are done so that you can fulfill the plan y'all made. Have you ever had a situation where you got the night all set up and ready for her to come by after the club, and she hits you, babe, I'm with the girls, they're not ready to leave, and I came with them. Why? Why would you go with them when you knew we had plans? Drive. That's what I do. If I'm like, hey fellas, listen, I know we normally carpool, but I got plans after this. So I'm gonna meet y'all there, I'm gonna follow y'all there, because when the time comes, I'm going to my girl spot. That's common courtesy.
You made her a priority. You said it from the jump. Ladies that's watching, he literally just said, When I'm going to hang out with my boys, I'm going separate. You already made the agenda to make her priority, so you don't stand her up.
Exactly.
You're not a priority for her.
Yeah. And that is how I feel. That's how I feel too. I'm sorry, I'm the only one that's sober and they're all drunk and blah,
so you
blah,
got
blah.
Irresponsible friends.
That too. Put them in the Uber. You got plans, okay? Or just, like I said, that's mine. It's happened before. I think that's something that you all should take into consideration.
Now, I dated a girl, and the girl that I was with, she would invite me everywhere she was going with her girls.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't a lot, you know, doing to things in the world happening, but she would also be like, hey, my girls invited me, or some guys invited me to go do this. Do you want to go?
Yeah.
You know, she would always make me feel a part of a situation.
That's cool.
Regardless of anything.
Yeah.
And I think when you do that, you make your man or woman feel secure. That's all.
Because even if you turn it down, just the thought that she wanted to invite you makes you feel like ain't nothing really going to be happening there. Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
It's just security.
I got a friend that does it all the time. He's like, hey, baby, you want to come? I'll be like, why are you inviting her? Like, she ain't going to come. But I need to invite her.
I'm dead. He already knows she ain't gonna come.
He already knows, but he knows if he doesn't invite her, it's gonna be when you coming home. Where you at? But as soon as he sends that invite, she's like, okay. And even though we ain't doing nothing, she's just a very insecure girl. And I'm like, I don't want that relationship. But I understand what you're doing. Do what works for y'all.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like, I was in a situation like that, and it's like, there's a lot of women that are insecure because of their past relationships and whatnot. And it's our job to make them feel secure. And I've always made this statement. I always said that I never want to make a woman feel secure based off insecurities that I didn't create. But then I found out something, and I would stand on that. When you actually really love somebody, you'll bend the rules, because that's what you're supposed to do. When you really love somebody, you'll actually make that change and be like, okay, I'm gonna bend the rule on this one.
Yeah.
Let me make her feel secure. Let me try something, because at the end of the day, really come outside of yourself. We can always watch a basketball game and a football game and be like, they need to do this, they need to do that. We always see it. So when you come outside of yourself in a relationship and you look at it as like, how do I feel? How does she feel? What can I actually, let me just step down. Let me just make her feel better. Let me not try to be right.
I think the biggest thing for that is empathy. You have to be willing to not always feel it. Even if you don't feel the reasonings is why she's insecure, try to take yourself out of your own shoes, step into her, be like, okay, if I went through this, if I had this happen to me before, if this was my backstory, how would I feel if this happened? And if you can't still kind of see it from there and just empathize with her, well, then you're not going to go anywhere. But that's what I always do. And that's how I'm able to tap into, you know, really just smoothing things over. Like you said, you got to just think through their eyes for a little bit. Don't always be so, you know, into yourself. Where you're like, why are you tripping? I don't understand. Like, try to understand. Another common courtesy. If you're going to take a shower with somebody, I think you should already be clean. Okay? Don't be in that shower really trying to clean. Because let me tell you something. If I go ahead and, hey, baby, let me.
I'm dead.
Baby, let me wash you up real quick. I get in the shower already cleaned. I done already washed the crevices. So by the time you come in and join me, we're basically just making out. We're just being intimate with each other. Yeah. You can wash my back at the most. You can, you know, do like.
But a real woman is gonna come by ready.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like already be. If you're gonna do a mutual shower, already kind of be clean.
I got one for you for dating.
Go ahead.
Ladies, when dating, don't start the conversation off with a man saying, look, I'm gonna come by, but don't expect. Don't do that. Okay. And this is why I say women should not do that, because half the time, what if a guy is really not on that? And now people watching, every guy wants to smash. Yeah, okay, we get it. But what if you just happen to meet that one guy, or it's like he don't want to do it? But I just hate when women say that, and then they're the ones that's making the move, because now I'm gonna look at you different. Just don't say nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna come by, but don't be expecting this. Now you've made me feel awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she may enjoy herself more.
Does it make you feel awkward though?
Yeah, because, so here's the thing.
I feel like it just tells you to bring a condom. If a girl says don't be expecting no sex, I'll be like, okay, cool. Hey, I'm going over homegirl's house because we ain't supposed to have sex.
And I think it depends on the time too, because it's like, say, hey, we're gonna go out, but hey, I'll come hang out with you tonight, but just don't expect this. They already got a list ready for how they feel based off their last date. They're bringing their last date onto you.
That sometimes is the case. Honestly, most of the times I think they're just bringing up the conversation of sex because they actually want to have sex. They want you to say the right things and do the right things just so that they can say, hey, at least you know my intentions were to not have sex. Even though we're having sex, that's because of you. You made me feel special.
Oh my God, I really didn't want to do it today. Like, I never do this on our first time.
They want you, exactly. They want to feel like you alone were able to change up their normal way of doing things by saying that.
But also, now that I'm thinking about this, it's the age thing. What I'm saying to you right now, I don't think I've been or said this type of, I haven't dated or been in this situation in over the last like 8 years. I think it's an age thing.
It is, yeah. Younger girls are like that because they're very insecure with how people think about them. A grown woman's like, look, I ain't had nothing in a while. The kids are gone.
Yeah, or they don't say that. But see, like, I need a wife though. I need a wife right now.
I feel that.
I need a wife.
I think we're both at that place.
Yeah, I don't have.
Dating scene is older. I mean, it's. I got a lot out of my system. And I felt like it was important that I did because I felt like if I didn't, I would have wandering eyes for quite some time. Now I'm to the point where if a wife came along, I would absolutely be like, let's go.
I think people still, it's so funny. The last girl I was dating, she would say she don't have wandering eyes. And it's like, I think I have wandering eyes in a different situation because I'm just always, I love to people watch. And it's like, if I see a good looking woman or a guy, no homo, as we have to say that, it's like, it's like, yo, it's like, we're human. Yeah, that's a good look. Is that Shamar Moore? I think you like a guy like this.
You can appreciate.
Know what I'm saying? It's like exactly. That's a normal, healthy relationship. But if a woman is insecure, she won't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she's gonna trip on you. Compliment the guy, but I think
you can only look for a certain amount of time.
You said you what?
As far as a woman, you can only look
with
like
a woman. Yeah, for sure.
No, that's too much. But it's just I mean, it's just obvious. Like, I mean, I can look at a guy, that's a nice looking guy. No, I don't want to date a man, but I
don't think a girl's going to get mad about that at all anyway.
Unless they're insecure.
No, not unless they're insecure. Maybe
I'm saying, I'm not about to...
That is not insecurity. That's questionable. They're going to be like, why are you checking him out so long? Not to say...
I'm talking about a female.
Go back to the female, because it serves your point a little better.
Got you. A female. Like, for example, a female with a fat ass walks by. Yeah. We're both not looking, but it was very obvious that she's got her ass done. Yeah. I'm like, she got her ass done. I'm just like... I'll be like, babe, you see that? Like, that's so crazy. Like, wow, that was so big. I don't wow. Wow. And you just keep moving. Yeah. It's stuff like that. But sometimes a woman is insecure.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, it is fun when you guys can both just be in a comfortable space where even if somebody else does walk into a room and somebody happens to look, it's not coming from a place of insecurity. It's just like fun, like, oh, good looking guy, good looking girl. You guys can each just agree on what it is. Don't gawk and make the person feel uncomfortable. That's like he said, that's too long. Can't do the too long.
Because I compliment couples. If I see good looking couple, like, I'll be like, y'all look like a bomb ass.
Oh, yeah, you can absolutely do. Yeah. Like, shoot, like Jaron and Giselle, that's like.
Jaron and Giselle, they're like see, I'm gonna tell you about Jaron and Giselle. Y'all watching? This is for y'all.
And I'm gonna put a picture of Jaron and Giselle so y'all know.
Yeah, let's add it up. Friend. Look at this. Yeah, there it goes. They complement each other so well. Yeah. I feel like they're not trying to be in a relationship. Yeah. They just have it.
Yeah. And they're married, by the way.
Yeah, they're married. I love watching them. It's just so. They're not over the top. They don't overpost. They're just them, man. Yeah. They look great. And my boy Josh and Zasha, the Project family. Yeah. I love being with them. It's like, they just got something that's so real. They're not trying to prove something.
And one thing, because knowing both of the guys as well, they never give any vibes of insecurity. Like, they just seem so content. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the girls don't have to act like super timid and like nervous, like they're going to get in trouble by their husbands or boyfriends. And I love the fact.
You can't do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a healthy relationship to me.
Yeah. I was in a situation before where I felt like I couldn't invite certain people around because of how another person may feel. Yeah. But it's like, but then I learned, it's like, cool, how can I make this person feel secure? How can I make that person feel secure? But I still can't because it's the thought.
On this topic. I got another friend. I hate the fact that she's so insecure that every time we go over to the house, let's say we're having like a game night or a movie night and there's other girls, as soon as she comes home, he has to make this giant announcement to the entire room. Hey, everybody, this is my beautiful queen. This is my girl. She's the most amazing thing in the world ever. And as soon as another girl walks in the room, he has to do the whole announcement. Like within that one visit, I'm hearing this same damn announcement
That's not
5
healthy.
times. I'm like, bro, you have to do this every single time? Every single time. Every new girl walks in. I'm like, that to me is a relationship I would not want to be in. That's crazy. Just let her come in the room. She can, you know, you can do a nice introduction. Hey, this is my girl, blah, blah, blah. But to stand up and say, hey, everybody, turn down the music, hit pause.
Now,
I'd like you giving a wedding toast? Like, what? That's too much.
Now, this is one thing that I have learned from my past relationships. Say, for example, that happens.
Yeah.
We all know when something is unhealthy.
Yeah.
What I would probably do now in that situation is like, okay, babe, let's talk. We know what I do when you come around and why I have to do that. How can we not do that? That's not healthy.
No, that wouldn't work with them because they're so toxic. Like,
they don't need to be together.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how unhealthy that relationship is.
Like,
and so when I see that, it just reminds me of what I would never want. But what you're describing would only take place between two people that have a little bit of maturity and can receive that type of information.
I learned that from my ex.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's like if I did anything over, I'd be like, how can we fix this situation so this don't happen?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do in a relationship.
Supposed to.
It's like all the extra, let me go out my way to do this. Is like, I can't do that. I know a girl once that said that she did that. Wherever she went, she would make her guy feel secure, but she was going out of her character to do that because he was the one that was doing all the jacked up stuff.
So that's messed up. So there's obviously different levels and layers to it that change stuff. But I will say this. It does feel very good to be introduced as, this is my man, blah, 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 blah. Not just, this is Seth. I want that introduction if you're going to be introducing me to people. But that's an introduction that you organically do. To shut down the damn venue just to make an announcement, not only would I be like embarrassed, like, all right, girl, relax.
I'd be like, this your friend? Like,
yeah.
Really?
I would be like, okay, I get it. I'm your man. But that's where I'm like, that's just unnatural. That feels forced. Here's another dating etiquette that I think. If you invite a girl over your crib, let's say 7 o'clock, right? You guys are hanging out and you guys are fairly new to dating. And let's say you got it cracking. You guys had sex. You guys, pretty much did what you think. I think it's important to know when to leave. And not just
oh my God.
And not just assume that it has to turn into a sleepover when it's so early in the evening.
People be having them lingering spirits.
That's a very, you have to, knowing when to leave will make them want you to come back. And it's not to make you feel cheap, but it's just like at some point, especially if you guys aren't like together, you're not living together, it's like, this was great. When you feel the energy, like, man, so I got a lot of work to do, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the work, get the editing.
Yeah, like
what you about to do the rest of the night? That's the sign. What you doing the rest of the night?
You have to feel it. But here's the flip side. If you invite a girl over at like 3 a.m, I think it's common courtesy to let her sleep over. I think it's messed up when you have a girl come by super late. She's there till 5.
You nasty. You be having people over at all types of hours.
Well, listen.
I'm asleep at 12 o'clock.
If you guys are both out and it's late, let's say you guys are at the club and you're like, hey girl, let's meet up after the crib.
When last time you been to the club, nigga? It's COVID.
Long time. I'm just thinking, I got a long life of experiences, okay? Let's just say she comes over. This isn't recent. But if she comes over, I think at that time of night, I myself would hate to be kicked out or at least let me sleep till like 8. Let me get a decent sleep. Don't send me back to where it's like dangerous to drive.
I had a girl come by late, like hellas ago, and would leave, and I felt some type of way, like it's late. Don't you want to stay?
Yeah.
I want to cuddle, like.
Well, I get that part too. I've been
the
there.
girls do us how we do them,
or
how we used to do them. The younger version of us.
Well, then I would say this: offer for them to be able to sleep. I think that's a common courtesy. If you invite someone over that late, and it's already like 4 o'clock in the morning, let them get a couple hours of sleep. You ain't got to be a dog and kick them out that abruptly. But if you come over at 7 o'clock, you got to know when the time is up. If you guys have done all the activities you wanted to do.
But you know what, man, being honest, I don't think I've invited anybody over that I don't know. I'm just in it now. I would say it comes in a time and place for everything.
Okay.
I'm in a different space now to where it's like, I'll probably want to invite somebody over that I don't want to stay and hang out. I think
if you're just getting to know them, I feel like that's a little too much. And it's not even a matter of like not wanting to be around them because you're tired of their time. I think that early on, not only should sleepovers probably not be a thing because it's going to send the wrong message. That's generally why people do dates earlier in the day because they don't want it to leak into like sleepover hours. So if you're that girl or guy, you got to be able to acknowledge, okay, it was a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow.
You know what's funny though? I just learned something again about myself and even listening to you. I'm just more... I guess I'm being in the present moment of if it feels like you should stay, then hey, you want to stay.
Yeah.
I think it depends because it's a certain type, a woman to give you energy like, well, hey, you know, like I'm a worker. Okay. It's like, I think we both give signs to women of like what to do. You know what I mean? So if the vibe goes into, oh, you want to just stay and chill? Like, great. You know what? I ain't gonna work. It's like a woman to make you change your mind. Like, you know what? I don't want to work. I just want you to stay and hang out. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. I guess for the sake of this topic, I'm generalizing. There's obviously going to be those one-offs in which you're just like, okay, you know what, but generally I find myself in that situation where you're like, I wish they knew this common courtesy or dating etiquette. You know what I mean?
So what's the signs? I know mine.
Yeah. So
what you doing the rest of the night?
That's that's always the worst one. That's the worst. Yeah. For me, I usually will just mention the amount of work that I have to get done. Like, man, I got to get this, I got to get that, and
go ahead. How long, what's the duration from the time you had sex to when you said that? I feel like we as men cannot say that
immediately.
Yeah, like you gotta wait till like
you gotta have some food. Maybe like because I don't know about you, but after sex I instantly get hungry.
I'm done with you right now. How do you instantly get hungry?
If we had some food...
You must have been putting in some work.
That's what I'm saying. It's like getting out the pool when you go swimming. You get hungry, right? So let's say we had some food and we put the food down to go have some sex. Best believe when you come out that bathroom, I'm not going to still be in the bed. I'm going to be in the living room finishing those leftovers because that's how I respond. And I usually get a burst of energy.
I like that.
Yeah, I usually get a burst of energy too. Like I'll be up. Some people pass out and go to sleep. I get woken up and I'm like, I gotta eat, watch some television.
What would you do?
If what?
You and a girl getting in there and she go in the bathroom first. Okay. Clearly you have two, but you go in after her and you come back, she on the bed sleep. What do you do?
If she's on the bed sleep?
Yes.
I would just put a blanket over her and I'll probably go back into the living room and go eat.
Okay. But say she sleeps and she don't wake up. And you want to kick her out. That's what I'm getting to. You want to kick her out.
I didn't think about that. I think that I would
hey, I know you sleep.
I know. Well, because you can't. Yeah.
Did you want to stay? You want to go? Like, what you want to do?
I think I would do that. I would ask her in a non-abrasive way, early before she got too deep into a sleep, and be like, hey, you know, so did you want to sleep or did you, you know, like?
Also, you're kicking me out. Is that what you're doing? Really, Seth?
No.
Really?
I mean, you have to be, in that moment, you got to just finesse it.
I'm being hurt. Really, Seth?
Well, I would say.
You gonna kick me out right now?
First of all, I ain't interacted with no.
It's an improv. Let's go.
Aggressive girl like that.
So you go aggressive. So you calling me aggressive? You just gonna kick me out like that? Really, Seth? She wants to stay with you. She makes it very known and clear that she wants to stay with you.
If I gave her a gentle shake and said, hey, did you want to sleep over? And then she said, do you mind if I sleep a couple hours? At that point, if it was someone that I was really cool with, which most likely I would be, you know, then
you can't even say no to that. The way that she asked, you know, if I just get a couple hours,
that's nice.
Like you can't say no to that.
Exactly. No, and I definitely don't mind that. So I would. It's kind of like, especially if it's late at night, she's tired. You don't want them to go home and have to be worried about them getting in an accident. I can't drive at night. I get tired. So if somebody kicked me out in a dangerous time of night, which would be like 4 o'clock in the morning, I would be pissed. I'd be like, damn, like you put my life at risk by kicking me out right now. You couldn't let me sleep on the couch.
You got me thinking about the time. I'm trying to think of who I was ever in that situation with where I'm like, dang, she kicked. I was with somebody like hellas ago. And I was like, I was feeling them and like, I got kicked out, man. That ain't feel good, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I thought we had something special.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, and then I have the ones that, this isn't a dating etiquette thing. It's just sometimes it feels a little weird. You ever like go to sleep thinking that she's spending the night and then you wake up and she's gone? Didn't say bye or nothing.
I ain't want to disturb your sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I get the courtesy aspect of it, but like,
now a real woman that likes you, she'll leave. But nah, she gonna leave a note.
or that something, yeah.
Like, bro, that's a lot because that means she's rambling in your house. Not purposeful. It's like, let me just find a note or something and just leave a letter. That shows that she likes you, she's into you.
Yeah.
See, I'm a lovey-dovey type of nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
I'm from St. Louis. I'm from the Midwest. Yeah. I'm very lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
No, you got something.
I got something. It just came
Let's
to me
go.
because I thought about something. So a while back, I had a roommate, and he came home like at 4 o'clock in the morning himself, and he was sleeping on the couch. You know, them drunken nights be going. They don't quite make it to their own bed. Right. And so the girl that slept over woke up and was like walking around the kitchen in the living room. Now, she didn't know he was there because he wasn't there before we went into the room.
Where was she?
He was on the couch.
And where was she?
She was just walking around in the dark living room in the kitchen.
They came in together?
No, this was my girl.
Oh.
He came in after we were already in my room and passed out on the couch. She gets up while I'm asleep and just starts walking around the crib. And he's just watching because he's like, I want to see what this little girl does because, you know, it's a little violating. Like, basically the point I'm getting at is if you're sleeping in a man's bed and he sleep, don't get up and just walk around their crib. Like, that to me is it's especially the fact that he was able to see it. I would have never known that you were out of the bed. Like, you don't have a free pass to just walk around. Like, that's how people get stuff taken. That's how you get robbed. I mean, granted, you may say don't let nobody in the crib. But it's like, I don't know. For me, the most I'm doing is I'm going to the bathroom. And I'm coming back to the bed. I'm not going to the kitchen, making myself a sandwich. I'm not going on the living room, turning on the television. Like, for me, I just think that's a little too much to be a guest that early on in the crib.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think
he didn't like that at all. I was like, my bad, dog.
I don't either. Like, I would have to. Yeah, that's just strange. I'm gonna just be honest. I don't know what I would do.
What you walk around my house for like that?
I can't even say. You don't even know signs of that type of person. But you can kind of tell when a person's nosy, and they'll do that. But that's. I don't know, bro. That's weird.
So I think we can all agree on that one for sure.
Yeah, that's something I think you can't plan for. That person's just weird.
That's what it is, yeah. So to recap, in this episode, we wanted to break down some of the things that just come to our mind naturally when we think about what should be common sense in the dating world. Some of these were a little bit more on the comical side, but some of them absolutely had some merit to them. And you should be taking notes if you were unfamiliar with some of these. In the end, dating is just one big learning experience. Most of these stories come from our past experiences that we just want to share with you guys so that you guys can either learn from our mistakes or relate to some of our mistakes and then get back out there and keep on dating until you find the right one. All right, y'all, so that's it for Fury Talks. Thank you so much for watching. Rich, thank you for joining, my brother.
Man, my guy.
Absolute pleasure. Tell everybody how they can find you.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm your man, Rich Laru, man. Yo, Seth, first of all, thanks for having me on your show, man.
Pleasure.
This was dope. Great convo. I love this. But if you guys want to find me, follow me. I'm Rich Laru. Follow me at RICHLARU.
There it is. Make sure you guys leave a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with as many people as possible so we can share this message with as many people as possible. As always, we appreciate you. Love you. Fury Talks. Later.